before we start working out, we want to make sure that you're nice and safe and aligned. So the first one we're going to speak to is a squat. Is a squat, okay? So normally we want to, you guys want to sit forward on the toes, but for a squat, I want you to sit back in your heels. It should almost feel like you could lift all of your toes and rock back. So play around with rocking forward and back, and then land right where your toes are up and your heels are down. That's where your squat position should be, with your feet hips width distance apart. Okay, so then start to lean back, sit your butt back, and then bend your knees, sit low, stand up. Okay, so make sure the knees don't bow in. If your knees start to do this, push them out a little bit. Okay, so sit low, stand up. Your knees should be right over your ankle, and it helps a lot to practice with a chair if you want to start with that. Okay, so sit back, notice knees over ankle, chest is up, your core is nice and engaged, all the weight is in the heels, and then you stand up, press into your heels. Second would be a plank. So in your plank, let's talk high plank first. Plant your palms and they're right underneath your shoulders. Step your feet back. I have hyperextended elbows, so I have to make sure that I put a slight little bend into my elbows, then push away. It should feel like your shoulder blades separate at the top. Stay high on your toes, and then notice Mrs. Gaelic is leaning onto the chair. Same position, shoulder over wrist. Okay, squeeze your abs high on your toes, but you can also come onto your knees and play around with it that way. Tuck your hips a little bit, push up and away from the mat. Okay, then we're going to speak to lunges. So lunges are similar to squats. You want the knee over the ankle. So we're going to start with your back knee down just to practice the alignment. If your back knee goes down and your knee angles forward, try and pull it back. Okay, so start with your shoulders over your hips, hips over knee, and then make sure your front knee is directly over your ankle. Then from there, tuck your back toe, stand up, and then sit down. Okay, notice my knee never goes further past my toes. It stays pretty much over your ankle the whole time. Okay, same thing with the chair. You're just gonna lean back a little bit, put your weight into your heel, stand up. Then, for jumping jacks, you really just wanna make sure that your legs and your arms are engaged. So when you go out, make sure the knees are kind of over ankle, and then come in. Step out, you're in a big star pose, step back in, okay? Or practice doing it's same side, same arm, same leg, just to kind of practice it, touch your toes. You want to stay on the balls of your feet as you go out and in. Keep a soft little bend into your knees to protect them the whole time. Last one is crunches. So come onto your back. You're going to sit all the way down or sit into your chair. First, you want to push your low back down into the ground. If you feel a gap anywhere in your low back, shimmy it out a little bit to make sure your low back is pressing down. Elbows go out wide, look up, breathe in at the bottom, then breathe out, crunch. Try not to pull on your neck. Keep your chin up, gazing. Find a little spot on the ceiling to look at the whole time. And then the entire time, as you come up and as you lower, you press your low back down. Lift up, exhale, and then inhale, lower. Okay, so make sure you practice safe alignment when you're working out, even today and moving forward. Yay!